Hello, all you beautiful souls out there. This is Sherry at Soul Conscious Tarot. I'm back in London. I was here this weekend for a live event, and I'm trying to bust out these readings. I have had a heck of a time trying to find a spot to film these readings for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and film. This is our next 72 hours. As you can tell, I'm like on a park bench thing. So we have the Three of Swords coming out here, and I am like, seriously, it's very warm in this little cubby area, and I like my glasses are steaming up, so bear with me here as I deal with the interesting place I have to do this. So Three of Swords and Six of Swords. So with our overall energy being this, I like this energy because to me it is this, let me see if I can straighten up. I don't know if there, that's a little bit better. It's like this energy of we're moving on from something that in our past that once caused us heartbreak. So we're leaving that in the past. We're letting go of something. It could have been, a way of thinking, something that we believed, the way, it's something around the way we looked at something. Like it's that paradigm shift. It's that new perspective, gaining a new perspective on something in our lives where in the past we looked at something one way and now we've come to terms with it. We've healed that. We've healed whatever that was that caused us pain, whatever it was that, like, when we're confronted with it or somebody projected something onto us in a certain way, it provoked something within us. And that through that provoking of those emotions, we realize that whenever somebody provoke something with, I don't like the word triggered, so I'm using provoke instead. But whenever someone provokes us in a way that it brings feelings up within us, it's allowing us the opportunity. It's showing us, it's mirroring back to us that there's hurt and there's pain that we're carrying within ourselves, within our body, within us, that there's some wounding there that needs to be healed, that needs to be looked at. Or it could just be not that we haven't resolved something around a difference that we have with our belief system or our morals, our values. So say someone has a different value system or moral system and they say something to us, and because we don't agree with them, it causes us some kind of feeling. It causes us anger. It causes us sadness. It provokes something within us that moves us to feel a certain emotion. And it could be good or bad, And of course, the good emotions, we like those. But when it's bad emotions or emotions that are more challenging, those are emotions that we struggle with, okay? Those are emotions that we're like, I don't want to feel this anymore. Unfortunately, for us to not feel those emotions anymore, when we get approached with that same thing, we have to go inside and do the work to heal whatever is causing that discord within us that we're not able to integrate is a good word, that we're not able to synchronize or integrate with that thought, whatever that thought, that belief, whatever it was that provoked that feeling within you that you didn't want to feel. Whatever that is, it could be guilt, it could be shame, and that's the thing too, is you have to dig down and understand what the underlying, like, what is that feeling I'm feeling? Is it remorse? Is it guilt? Is it shame? And until you know what that is, you can't look at it and really address it and heal it. And so every time someone comes up and says that same thing to you or acts in that same way, you're going to respond in that same manner until you find a way to resolve that difference within you to resolve that disharmony within us. And so, I mean, I know that I kind of went off on a tangent there, but I think all that is relevant to help you understand the message today that's coming through for the next 72 hours. Because this is saying that there's something that has provoked a feeling within us that we have not, we don't like, okay? That's that Three of Swords, is feeling something that we don't like feeling. But when our heart is broken, it's in essence, we think that it's the other person. We externalize and we want to blame that pain on someone else. But you know what it amounts to is that you and them may just have a different value system, a different belief system, and you're struggling with coming to terms, or what's the word I want to use? Assimilating that vibration frequency, that frequency of energy within your cells and your body. It does allow us, those feelings are good because they help us determine, to look at things and determine how to set boundaries. And this could be, a setting of a boundary to say, okay, I'm no longer going to engage with somebody that views things in this way. I'm not going to engage with that anymore because it causes me to feel a certain way. That it can be a Six of Swords kind of energy where you're basically coming to terms. Let me put it that way, that we're coming to terms with something. And so this is at a collective level. I'm playing this on the collective. So at a collective level, is somewhere in each individual life, each person, we're coming to terms with something that maybe has always been a struggle for us. It's something that maybe we have gone round and round. Sorry, the lights here, I guess, are motion sensitive, and I'm where I'm sitting, I'm not triggering them. So that's why the difference in the lighting. But what I'm wanting to say here is that this is provoking, within us something that brought up whatever happened, whatever external things, especially since we just literally today entered Mercury retrograde. We've been in pre-shadow, but today we entered Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde is about looking at our shadows. It really is about looking at stuff. It's about going within, because Mercury, when it's direct, is about communication. It's external. When it's in retrograde, it's about internalizing, going within and having that internal dialogue with ourselves. And so what this is saying there's something maybe in pre-shadow in the last couple of weeks that has come up for us, that maybe we've been triggered in some, I hate that word, that we've been provoked in some way, that has brought up an emotion for us that we are now looking at. We're looking at and saying, why do I feel this way? We're internalizing and asking those questions within us so that we can find a way to move on from that whatever that feeling was that was provoked or incited within us recently that needs to be addressed. We're just addressing it, is what this is saying over the next few days. I know that was like 8 minutes to get around to the point of the matter, but I think all that needed to be said. I think I think somebody needed to hear all that. I think it's going to help somebody with this process that is watching this. See, the Hierophant card, that's about our values, our morals and beliefs. For some of us out there, we're going to come to terms with the fact that maybe we're realizing that some of the things that we learned, some of the things that we were raised with, the values and core beliefs that our family taught us, are not serving us. Okay, a prime example of that is the fact that in my life is I was raised in Abrahamic religions. I'm no longer a part of that, but I was raised with Abrahamic religion in an Abrahamic religion system, and so I was raised in that, that you get married, you have that commitment of marriage till death do you part, in sickness and health, all the stuff that they say, when you get married in the church, and uh, over time, it took me a long time, but I realized that those morals and beliefs that I was raised with were hurting me when it came to my relationships. It was hurting me. I was hurting myself because I couldn't accept the differences sometimes that me and my partner had. Especially if there was a difference, like if their priorities and my priorities weren't the same, I wasn't as accepting as I could have been. So that was something I needed to heal. That was something that me on a personal level, I needed to heal. That's just an example to show you how this could be playing out. So yeah, see this, the Ten of Swords, this is talking about something, we're putting an end to something. Something that's been difficult. This has been a difficult cycle that we are putting an end to. Something that has been very, very challenging for us, that is around our morals and beliefs. So this is very deep stuff. This is something that's huge, monumental. Monumental within each of us, because we're really breaking through. See how this is the light is shining around that Hierophant. This is a breakthrough, breaking through moment, because the tens are the end. It's when we're putting an end to something, and we have the Six of Swords here that talks about moving on from something, moving forward. We're putting something in the past. We're letting go and putting it in the past. We're shifting something about what we believe, what our morals, our values, the way we talk to ourselves, the way we look at life. Something on a very personal level is shifting within each of us right now. It's going to be different for different people depending on what your experience in life is. So give the two cards on the Six of Swords is another 10, the 10 of Wands. I'm not surprised that that's coming out for us. And the Hermit, see, that's that going within that I talked about. So it's saying to move on from this and to put down this burden. We need to internalize. We need to go within. We need to look. This is this is about. I feel like this Hermit card is coming out as our intuition resides in our solar plexus. That's our wisdom. Our wisdom resides, that collective wisdom resides. The intuition comes from the gut. That's why it's a gut feeling. It's that, it comes from the solar plexus. So I feel like it's that going in and getting in touch with that inner guidance system that I feel like the Six of Swords is like, I'm moving toward this Hermit energy. I'm going to go within and seek the answers that I need around, going within into that wisdom, that collective wisdom. Because you think about, how our, when we're born, we're attached to our mother through that umbilical cord, through the navel. And so that solar plexus and that carries like all our, the DNA of all our lineage, of all the generations, all that knowledge, from past generations resides there in our belly and in our cells, as it, as that collective wisdom, ancestral wisdom even. So it's getting in touch with that and understanding that even though what we've been taught, it's going within and saying what feels right for me, not what society says is right or wrong. What in my gut, in my body feels right for me? What is the right thing for me to do? And then once we figure that out, we're going to lay this burden down, this pain, this burden down, and then from then forward. We're going to be able to when whatever this is comes up for you in your life, whatever this is around, given the example that I said about me, we change how we go about, relationships or the way we talk to ourselves, the way we act in the world, the way we approach things, that shifts based on the decisions we make, based on what we feel is right for us as an individual on that individual level. But the more that we can, as a collective, at that individual level, the more as individuals we can go into ourselves and learn to trust our gut, trust our intuition, trust that collective knowledge that resides within us, that helps give us the answers that we seek. Then that ripple effect occurs across the collective, and more people will start to look at trust themselves and trust in that collective knowledge that resides within them at their own cellular level, which is where I think we're going soon as a collective. That's where we need to learn that process of how to do that. And this is step one. This is where we're starting that journey. For many of you, maybe are starting that journey. For many of you out there. So this is kind of a deep message. I know it a little bit longer than I normally do on these videos for 72 hours, but I think it was an important one. So if you like this message, if it resonated with you in some way, I really would like you, encourage you to interact with the video in some way. That supports me and helps my channel grow. So this message gets out to more people. It also, allows me to understand where your process is and where you may be, and helps me pick up on your energy when I'm doing these readings, as part of that collective. Whether you interact, however you interact, whatever way you do that. So thank you so much for joining me. I wish you the very best. Much harmony and gratitude to you, my lovely friends.